Welcome to this week's episode of the Rellyanddelly podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Delly.
And today we have a special Disney picture film, Hopper. Animated. Animals again. Wow, 20-minute films back to back. It's so great. You need no more horror. Right. Oh, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Very excited for this film. Want to say shout out to you guys and thank you so much for running up the views on our last film, which was Goat, an animated feature. And we had a choice of two films, and today we decided to keep up with the theme and review the newly released Hopper film by Disney and Pixar.
Hip hopping, hips.
There's no hip hop in this.
There is none.
Is it not much of a bunny focus?
It's not. I don't know why I was thinking. I heard Hopper, and I saw like a bit of a tease for this movie. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. That the only thing that I've seen for this movie was that one scene in the car. Yeah. I feel like that is cut somewhere and put somewhere, and that's it. But yeah, for some reason I was thinking this is about bunnies or rabbits. I think all my movies were starting to blend together. Zootopia, Goat.
Facts.
You know, everything. And I was like, Hopper is about rabbits? No,
not at all.
Not in that sense.
Not at all. But it honestly is a pretty solid and interesting Disney film.
I agree.
Distributed by Disney, produced, of course, by their in-house Pixar team. Hoppers is 2026. It's an American animated science fiction comedy film by Pixar and Disney Studios. It was directed by Daniel Chong and written by Jesse Andrews from a story by Chong and Andrews. Okay, now the film does have an ensemble cast that we're going to get into, from Jonhamm to Kathy Najimy, DaveFranco, Pipercurda, and Bobby Moynihan. Now the plot of the story, it follows this young girl, Mabel, and her scientific endeavors to kind of protect the environment, protect the animals, and she's kind of butting heads with like this town mayor elected official. Okay, we'll talk more about the story really soon, but just a little bit more of the background. Chong actually began working on this back in December of 2020. He actually had recently just left Cartoon Network, where he worked on We Bare Bears.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And then came over and had this original idea that he wanted to put forward for this film. He initially pitched the film for it to be focused on penguins.
I did see that.
But they told him, like, penguins have been done.
Yeah.
Honestly, with Madagascar and... There was a Penguins film.
There was a Penguins.
Happy Feet?
Happy Feet, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was a sequel to that, too.
I think there was, yeah. So he went back and did some research, and he was really quite interested and excited to do a story on like how beavers impact their environment in this way. Which I really didn't know.
I didn't realize that.
There's something that's also in there that's like very funny, like the vanilla scented something. I'm gonna come back to that because little known disturbing fact about the food that we eat. And did you know?
I didn't know.
Okay. We could talk about it right now because really isn't gonna come up in anything.
Yeah, it's not come up anywhere else.
When you look at like Nutri-Grain bars, Pop-Tarts, a lot of things, right? There's a particular gland that beavers have that excrete this type of oil or whatever that they use in artificial flavorings. Raspberries, bananas, a lot of type of stuff like that. So like in the film, like when he rubs on a guy,
it's like very soothing.
And he's like, it smells like vanilla. Yeah, that's kind of like an actual thing, which is crazy.
It is crazy.
But okay, for those of you guys who know, our podcast, we break it down into 4 main categories. We talk about the story, we talk about acting and dialogue, we break down the cinematography, and then of course we talk about lastly the sound design and give you our final score towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna first start off by getting into a little bit of what the story is.
Yeah.
Because a new film won't get into everything or give you like all the spoilers.
Exactly.
We just watched the trailer, so I want to make sure that I can tell you whatever's in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff in the trailer I will not actually talk about because I didn't watch it and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I don't know what we saw of this, but we know we did not see those full trailers that were out there.
Yeah, absolutely not.
We watched them afterwards, and it was just like, oh, I don't remember seeing this in a trailer.
Yeah. I definitely didn't. So this is a science fiction film, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is very important because when it comes to anime, it could go like very magical, it could go very science.
Yeah.
And because we had Turning Red, that was more like the mysticism.
Yeah, it was.
When she turned into the Red Panda. This straight sci-fi, grounded as much as it can be, but it's an animated film.
Yeah. And Elio, was that?
That was sci-fi too. That was like in space.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So this was really good. So we follow this young girl, Mabel Tanaka. Mm-hmm. She loves animals so much. The film starts off where she's like basically trying to break these animals
out
of school. Yeah.
Kind of break these class pets
she was
out.
really young at that
she
time.
was.
So she basically gets caught trying to break out of these, break these animals out of the school. And, her parents, very busy. Typical Disney. Parents are absent.
That's always the thing with Disney, Pixar. Your parents are not available. Your parents are not around. One of them might be dead. Both might be dead. Yeah. I don't know.
She was lucky that both of her parents are alive,
but they are not very present.
They're not very present. I think we saw her mom drop her off by her nanny, and we never actually see the mom ever again.
Yeah.
But by the time she pulls off, she's up in a tree and she's very angry and very frustrated.
That part.
And her grandmother brings her to the back and settles her down and tries to get her these grounding techniques and how to be calm and really get into nature.
Exactly.
Honestly, a great message for kids to have.
It really is.
Because we talk about this often, every couple of months. What do kids experience as far as playing outside, being outside?
Right. Yeah.
With technology
versus technology.
Yeah.
And keep your eyes open for Toy Story because they're going to address that.
They're going to address that.
They're going to address that in the next Toy Story. But that's a really, they always say, oh no, it's not like it was when I was little or it's not like that. But it's true. Kids these days are not really outside like that.
No.
And what does that mean for them?
Exactly. I remember being locked outside. I remember forgetting my key. I remember it was okay, do your homework and we'll be home. And outside playing your bike, couldn't go inside, outside.
Yeah, you gotta choose one.
You have to
stay in or stay out.
Yeah, you come in one good time, but they had that door open and closed too many times. Then hey, are you gonna be outside until dinner time or are you coming in? And I don't know. We don't have kids around us to know what their experience is.
Yeah,
but it's interesting. So it's a beautiful scene where she really starts to take in the nature. And then we see a time progression with her and her grandmother. Yeah. Picking up trash, really protecting and cleaning up the glade that's so close behind her house.
Right.
And, in true ominous sense, she said, no matter what, I love you and you will always have the glade.
You always have the glade. Here, take my jacket.
Take my jacket. Mm-hmm. And we know during the flash forward, Granny, gone.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Mom.
Yeah.
And we see Mabel at the site. We don't know what happened to her grandmother's house. Apparently, it's probably gone.
Yeah, wait, isn't she living there still?
Mabel?
I thought she was still living there.
I don't know, but I felt like it was so close.
She could be living on campus too.
Yeah. But we don't know. What we do
really
know,
too much about. They said it's not about that.
Her parents left her there with the grandmother, and her grandmother passed away.
Yeah, over the passage of time.
Yeah.
She got older and older and ultimately passed away.
Yeah.
And so they said both things. It's not about the parents' relationship.
No.
And it's not about where she's living.
At all. We don't have time for that.
We ain't got time for that.
But they live in this town called Beaverton, and the Mayor Jerry, played by jonhamm icon, he is trying to build an overpass through the damn glade.
Yeah.
And, essentially the whole thing is I legally couldn't build as long as there's animals here.
Yeah.
And when you look, all of the animals have
are gone,
left.
so I can build.
So he can build.
Mind you, they say that the bypass will save you 4 minutes on your trip.
4 minutes!
That's talking about the ridiculousness. It saves you 4 minutes on your trip. You know, he don't really believe in this, but it's just something for him to do.
Yeah.
And it's something he's like, it's gonna get me reelected.
It's gonna get him reelected.
You know?
So
So that's his fuel behind this, but it's not like people are dying.
No.
For a bypass is gonna save you 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But you know.
So we see, you know, she goes up against him and ultimately loses in that instance.
Yeah.
Very funny scene.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
for whatever reason, she has a broken arm.
Yeah.
And in dialogue, this was one of my points. He was like, "What?" This is like, "What did you ask her? Like, is your arm still broken or something? Like, what?
Something like that.
How's your arm feeling? Oh yeah, how's the arm?" She said, "Come find out."
Oh!
I wrote it down. Like they want to fight.
They do, and they've been fighting on various. Like we get a flashback glimpse of like all the little fights they've had throughout, you know, their relationship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So after the interaction, she goes to school. Mm-hmm. She has a doctor, a professor, a confidant who she loves, who's into sciences and the environment.
Yeah.
Busts into her class. And was like, "Prof, we need to figure out this shit with the glade.
We need to get the glade together right now.
We need to get this together and everything." And she's like, "Mabel, I'm in the middle of a class. A class that you're enrolled in."
That's one of my lines that I had jotted down. That was the funniest thing.
It's so funny.
I'm like, girl.
And somebody in the back is like, "Hey, Mabel."
Right, hey, Mabel.
Mabel is failing.
Yeah.
Mabel is only caught up with the environment and fighting Jerry over this glade.
Yeah.
She don't really have friends that we can see.
She don't have any friends.
She don't have any family.
Yeah, it's definitely giving search party.
Yeah.
Like you're pouring everything that you have into this.
Yeah.
Because you're avoiding
this. Yeah.
So,
yeah. And, you know, basically the professor, she goes in and while she's there at the glade at night, trying to get a beaver.
Yeah, she's trying to get a beaver because the professor tells her in so many words that bringing a beaver to that ecosystem would change everything and bring all the animals back.
Right.
Beavers are very pivotal to the flow of an ecosystem.
Correct.
Like this.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay, I gotta get a beaver. So
and she's like, no, what, Mabel. Mabel's
hold
gone.
on, in a sense, wait.
Mabel is gone.
She's already gone.
So she puts like a bunch of veggies and some sticks in a pile at the old glade and just wait. Now a beaver shows up.
Yeah.
The beaver comes, looks at it, inspects it, and walks away. So Mabel tries to chase it. Someone kidnaps the beaver.
Right.
I'll let you know. Lo and behold, she finds and she gets to the university.
Yeah.
And the professor is in the basement.
Yeah.
And the professor reveals that she has technology.
Yes.
That they can hop and put your mind into these animatronic animals so that the key is to understand the animal.
Exactly.
With the earpieces, they can understand the language of the animals and they can relay it back to whoever's in the office.
Exactly.
She has 2 assistants. And we're just here to observe.
Exactly. We're here to observe and to better understand what's going on.
We do not make an impact.
That's the thing. It's much like time travel.
Yeah.
You don't impact what's going on.
Butterfly effect. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay? Literally.
Ooh.
This movie was actually good, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so lo and behold, Mabel, being the rash, hot-headed person, puts on the thing and hops her brain into the robot and runs
out to the wild. And now she's about to get involved.
Yeah. So and this is it. Where it's a battle to see can she save the glade?
Yeah.
And then how is her being introduced into the animal kingdom going to affect their ecosystem and also affect the humans and the dynamic between animals and humans?
Exactly.
You know?
And I think the mayor gave her. He gave her did he give her 2 days?
2 days. He gave her 2 days.
2 days to get a petition or something going to stop them from building the bypass.
Yeah, which, I love a good time.
I do love a good time frame too. So she's crunched for time to try to hurry up and get everything in place so that she can save the glade.
Yeah. And now we'll talk about certain details when we get into the other categories naturally. Sure. But as far as story goes, this is where I actually want to stop.
For sure.
So
that's the premise.
What did you give this
Now let me tell you.
Oh.
So I gave this story a 9, actually. I thought this story was really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things here that this story explores. It explores grief, intense anger issues, conservation efforts, conflict resolution. Yeah. These are the things that are in here. And I do love that. We love the Asian representation.
Yes.
You know, this is Pixar's 30th feature film.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, yeah. So, you know, this is pretty... Y'all are 30 movies in.
Yeah.
Not to say that all these movies are in the same series, but, you know...
For sure.
This is pretty great. And it's the director's debut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought this was really good in that regard, too. But I do want to say, for the record, Mabel, Miss Maybelline, she's way too much for me.
Absolutely.
Mabel is like wild havoc, like incarnated.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stand characters like Mabel. I can't stand people like Mabel. And it's not her overall goal is like a good one and a noble one, but it's the way about she goes doing it. Interrupting stuff, busting through stuff, destroying stuff.
Oh yeah.
Hijacking stuff.
Yeah.
Like she pretty much hijacked their technology to do what she's doing now.
Literally.
It was just a lot for me.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like, you know, the story is great. The characters are great. Everything was good. So yeah, 9. I gave it a 9.
I gave it a 7. Okay. And I only gave it a 7, you know, from the critical standpoint of like some of the things that we discussed. Yeah. That when it comes to people of color and minorities getting these films, what is the percentage when they spend the majority of the film not as a person but transformed into something? Whether it's a beaver robot, a red panda, a pigeon, a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, their last feature film that starred an Asian cast was turning red.
Exactly.
And she turned into a red panda.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those things.
And I have heard that's a thing that, you know, that's like...
The Princess and the Frog.
Yeah,
she had to spend more time as a frog than a princess.
Whenever POCs are in the forefront, they normally get turned into an animal or some kind of... something other than a human.
Yeah. So, you know, the little boy Miguel turned into a damn ghost. It's it's one of those things, and I'm just very aware of it happening. Yeah. And ultimately, I do think it was, other than that, a pretty good story, right? Yeah. So really it is pretty aggressive, but it's
conservation. I really enjoyed it.
You're gonna lose points for it just because of that, and it wasn't necessarily perfect. But other than that, I do think this is the lowest ranked category, you know, spoiler alert, that I have. But it wasn't necessarily something that's super dynamic. They even talked about, like, you know, the inspirations from Avatar.
They even have a line in there that says, "No, like Avatar." No, nothing like Avatar, but I haven't even seen Avatar. Yeah. So it was. I mean, maybe if I had seen Avatar, I'm like, oh, this is just a rip.
I mean, I know that with Avatar, you know, they put the consciousness and they go in there to live among the people.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, people have said that Avatar is Pocahontas, you know, because they go John Smith as trying to live among the Native Americans.
Right.
And that's really just the idea and the base concept is like, you know, no new things under the sun. Yeah. But yeah, so I give it a 7. But otherwise, I do think it was it was pretty solid. And they ended up sticking the landing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now, what did you think about the acting and dialogue of this film?
Acting and dialogue, I gave it a 9. I mean, it really could be a 10, but I already rated it. Yeah. So, I mean, the cast is stacked. I'm sure Relly's gonna get deep into that with the cast. But the cast is stacked and everybody delivers. Yes. I did have that line, I'm in the middle of a class, Mabel. A class that you're enrolled in. Yeah. Hey, Mabel. That was so funny. Yeah. And that, I will say that too. This movie is laugh out loud funny. It has some great jokes.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like great one-liners. Like the spiders next to each other. And like she tells like, oh, you know, this is the way to go. And the spider makes an arrow like pointing to the right. Yeah. And so there's a spider next to her, a male spider next to the female spider. And he goes, hey, what's that? She's like, it's an arrow, Ted.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And it just cuts from that. And you don't see the spiders anymore as far as conversing. So I'm like, that was hilarious. Absolutely. Because with that one line, she showed like, we have been going back and forth
Yeah.
And I'm constantly explaining stuff to you.
And he don't know.
And you're not. You getting on my nerves.
Getting on my nerves.
Yeah, okay. It was so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cast is stacked. I mean, I would say Bobby Moynihan?
Yeah.
Maybe Moynihan. As King George, yeah. I really enjoy him probably the most.
Yeah.
Out of everybody. Yeah, we got some great names in here. Eduardofranco is Loaf.
Yeah.
Trying to see if anybody else like really stands out. You did call Anik. Yeah. He is in here.
From not Search Party,
but After Party.
After Party.
Sam
on
Richardson.
Apple.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good time. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, for sure. I also gave acting and dialogue a 9.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that because it's not live action, right?
Yeah.
But it's not anthropomorphic animals like we get in Goat that we watched last week, where you can see Jennifer Lewis's body language and isms, and Caleb's body language coming out in Will. You don't get this because they're just standard animals.
They're standard animals.
Right? So you do have to really put the weight is really on the vocab. There is some animations. There's a great thing that
that is a great mechanic.
When a human is looking at the animals, they just look like animals, dead in the eyes and everything.
Right.
When she enters the world of the animals, there's a certain level of them talking.
Yeah.
They're a little bit more human-like.
A little bit more human.
But they're still really animals.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the weight was on the words and the delivery and the timing.
Yeah.
It was a laugh out loud funny.
It was.
Movie. There's something in the film that's called Pond Rules. It's in one of the trailer. And that's really ridiculous, but it was so funny. And then there's a very big meeting towards the end. I was surprised to see this in the final trailer, with the council.
Oh,
Won't say exactly what the council is, but the council.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the cast, so we'll get into it a little bit. But yeah, another really funny part is... What did the bird say? He was flap around and find out.
He did say that.
It was just very ridiculous. You know what I mean? And then when Jerry's in the car and he cannot understand what they're saying because they're beavers, and George is like, no, it's fine. I'm just gonna represent him. He's freaking out so much. It really was hilarious. Packed cast. We have Merylstreep.
Yeah.
As the insect council member, insect queen. Okay, we have. Let's see, who else I want to bring out? Joe Spano as the elderly Beavertonian. He was absurd. He was a very funny character. The guy who she went because she's trying to get the signatures.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Let's
see, Eduardofranco as Loaf. This is the second film. I think back to back that we've gotten Eduardofranco. He was on Stranger Things. He got that super long hair. He was also in that Apocalypse Y2K film.
Oh, he was.
He got in the dang garage. He's really funny. So glad to see him doing some acting and being out there. And Loaf is very just chill. He doesn't have the biggest dialogue in the film, but he definitely did a great job with that. Let's see who else I want to make sure. Oh, Steve Purcell as the Frog King.
Yeah.
Isaiah Whitlock Jr. as the Bird King. He was one of the things that flap around and find out.
He did.
Miss Echo, from SNL as the Fish Queen. She was hilarious.
Yeah, she was.
She was hilarious. When they were breaking down
that was really
she ate that up. You killed that role. Miss Echo. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Warden. I how to pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
She's from SNL.
Okay.
She's the one, if you've ever seen, I think it's her and what's Papa name? Who they always pushing him on us? And I'm like, I love you, but you're doing too much.
I don't know. Is he from SNL?
Mr. Fantastic. The new
Pedro?
Pedro Pascal. Pedro, brain fart, sorry. But they have an SNL where she ordered this tough ass steak. And she's trying to cut the steak.
She's about to
That's
break that
one
table.
of the funniest bits on SNL they've ever done. She's really funny. You know, African sister, work it, girl.
Absolutely.
And then Jonhamm as the mayor, I knew his voice immediately.
Oh, okay.
Jonhamm is insane.
Yeah.
From Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, he's a lunatic. He's hilarious.
He is really hilarious.
Okay? And then davefranco, you know, steals the third act.
He does.
As Titus, the new insecure.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny. It kind of gets like, this film is sci-fi, it's a comedy, but there's certain parts where it's even filmed like a little horror.
Yeah, and some parts like when they take a turn, because you know it is another world that she's entering.
Yes.
So I do think they take some liberties with that. Not liberties, but like they take some stylistic choices with that does make it horrific.
Yes. And then we got Kathy Najimy as Dr. Sam. I love her so much. There's something in her voice that is always, even though it's comforting, you can feel the like nervous tension in some of the characters that she does. Like her in Hocus Pocus, she's the heart of Hocus Pocus, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So funny. And then we have pipercurda, who is Mabel. Okay. Japanese American young lady. Yeah. I love that. Lila Liu plays young Mabel. So great cast. The cast did honestly a great job. No notes. You know?
Yeah. For sure.
There wasn't a whole lot of physicality to it, you know what I mean? But I do think they were very successful. Okay? Now, when it comes to cinematography, this, I had to give the film a 10. I think because it wasn't just an animated feature that rested on its laurels. And while it did have some of the classic traditional Pixar animation that we've come to expect from films like Up and Turning Red, but they were able to do certain scenes that really showcased like the best animators think like they're filming with a camera. Yeah, they build scenes like if it's real world. And they're shooting with actual footage, and they were able to execute that. And even certain things like the dynamic of the lifelessness and kind of just like the animal behavior and how they looked, what from the human's perspective versus from Mabel's perspective as a robot, they look completely different. You know?
Yeah, and when like how they look, the same where they look different. You know, when you can't understand them, like if you have the earpiece, they look kind of different. You know. So they do a good job of that. Like when you can, you cannot understand them.
Yeah,
that was a great choice.
Yes, the environment was beautifully done. Every blade of grass, every tree had a knot. The rock, it was so good. Yeah. You know, there was kind of like a Lion King moment when they meet the king and everybody like bows. Yeah. You know, and then they get into like this whole like dance party. Yeah. You know, this was really good. There's also a scene where they have to go and get they're going on the offense and they're gonna go get a big dog. I won't tell y'all what it is because seeing it, when I tell you, one, it was so dynamic. Yeah. How the birds swept down. Yeah. The music changed.
Everything.
And how it was
and that's
shot.
Another horror element.
It was very that.
They bring that into
and it was so good. And then the third act when there's like someone is behind the curtains and they the use of shadow in the animation, it was so good. So I give this a 10 for cinematography.
I gave it a 10 as well, and for a lot of those same reasons. I mean, the animation is phenomenal. The fur, the lush grass I have listed here, the close-ups and camera shots that they do some really great shots like it's an actual live action movie. And there was one thing that happened with an explosion that I thought that was like, oh, that's crazy. Nice. Yes, that's really good. I think they also handled like montages, like passage of time really well, like with the Granny's life, you know, and then also like building the dam, and there was something else they did too, where they did a little bit of a montage with it. Yes. And I was like, oh, y'all are doing those really good, because sometimes it just feels like, oh, okay, we just gotta get through this. They kept it entertaining. Yeah. So I really think they did a really good job with cinematography. Everything looks good. They have a defined style. And I don't know if I would have known this is a Pixar movie if I didn't know it was a Pixar movie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's not so on the nose for Pixar to me that I wouldn't have thought, you know. I could have been Blue Sky.
Yeah. Now, for those of you also within kind of story, kind of dialogue, a little bit of cinematography, there's an Easter egg in there.
Oh,
at the end. You know what I'm talking about?
Is it what was on the board?
The chalkboard? That was so good. Won't tell you guys. Please watch this film, honestly. And let us know if you were able to pick out.
Yeah, comment below if you're able to find out what that was.
Yeah, because Dr. Sam is up to some stuff.
That was crazy.
And you know, the idea that all Disney films are connected, they've talked about it. And after the acquisition of Pixar, you know, it's been stated that yes, we do.
And Pixar has been actively
connect
since
our
the beginning. They've been
together.
Yeah.
So to see this in there was so good.
Yeah.
And it was just a little like additional cherry on top. You know, maybe I'll give y'all an 8 instead of a 7.
Oh.
Let me go back. Now, what did you think of the sound design for the film?
I mean, sound design, I gave that a 10 as well. You know, you have everything from the sounds of nature. They do a really good job with that because, I mean, sound really plays a big part in this.
Oh, very true.
Yeah. The sounds of nature, you know, they do a great job of that calming, serene, because that's what her grandma is trying to like introduce her to like quell her anger. Yeah. She's such an angry child. But also the needle drops. I mean, y'all had me at Rebel Girl by Bikini Kill. She on that skateboard. Yeah. You tell me everything that you need to tell me about that. And when they have some great needle drops here, let's see. I know you probably have them listed. So if you want to talk about it.
You want me? Oh, okay. Well, I give sound design a 9.
Okay.
And the only reason is, you know, the thing of like using the original film music, they had like an original song, but it wasn't used in the film.
It wasn't.
It was
in the
used
credits.
after.
Yeah.
And like, I am somebody who more so prefers how GOAT was done. Yeah. Where like soundtrack and it's gonna be inside of the film. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this was scored beautifully. So they lost the point simply for not having like an original song in the movie.
Yeah, because they did use a lot of already like licensed music.
Yeah. But yeah, the stop and listen part was eye-opening. And we saw it in Dolby. Yeah. But like the beginning to hear all of the nature, the flow of the water and everything. It really honestly was like one of those like meditations.
It was crazy it was just crazy the way they did that. It seemed like it was like nothing
and
to everything.
Added everything. The score, of course, was dynamic, beautiful, as you expect from a Disney film. Yeah. The music for The King of the Pond, when they did the little workout.
Oh,
that was such a fun and a cute
that was
moment.
Fun.
And they used also Everybody's Working for the Weekend.
They did.
Everybody's working for the weekend. Mm-hmm. Such a good song.
Yeah.
Don't know where I would have heard that. Probably just randomly.
Just somewhere in life. I mean, they also use You Make Me Feel Like Dancing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Yeah. Yeah, it had all the feels, honestly. But yeah, I felt like very, very successful.
Oh, absolutely. Very successful. I definitely hear you though with that original music. The song by SZA was really good. Yeah. The original song that they used in the credits. Yeah. Saved the day. Yeah. But yeah, it would have been nice to have some more original music in the movie. Even though I do love a good licensed song.
I do. But I feel like towards like the end, they could have put that song in there. There was someone that could have used the song in the film. Yeah. Even like just like a bit. And maybe it was interpolated and we just didn't pick it up.
Maybe we didn't know it.
Yeah. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. But all in all, this was a very good film.
It was good. I highly recommend.
Yeah. For Pixar's 30th entry in the animated film space, we got a beautifully done body of work, star-studded stacked cast, with some young talent coming in here. Yeah. And then really being able to, I think, focus on something that's very important, such as the environment. Mm-hmm. They really did address those topics and themes. Some of the things in the dialogue that was important was like the way that she talked about humans.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Like, girl, but you's a human, babe.
You are a human, but she's like, well, not me.
Not me, though.
It's very much
but
that.
Wait,
not
you know?
me.
And it was that thing, like, people do it. I mean, I do it.
It's very a one-sided view of everything. And it very much speaks to where she is in life as well. Yeah.
She's very hurt, and she's
very hurt, alone. And she's also a very much of a know-it-all.
Exactly.
You know, and you get that sophomore. What's that? That sophomore mentality. They call that when you're in college, that second year.
Yeah.
Something like that, where you feel like you know everything.
You know everything. You've been here.
Yeah.
And it's that thing. But she also grew up very much misunderstood and very much alone from a kid.
Yeah.
Like the teachers were just like, oh no, that's Mabel. We know her.
Yeah. Mabel.
What's in the bag?
Yeah.
And you know, being under that level of suspicion, you have that type. And then she lost the person who was her support system.
Right.
And we don't talk about the loneliness, you know, of college sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I was in college and moved out. And when I lived in my own apartment, I was by myself for a lot. And I like being alone. Yeah. But I can also understand that, like, being alone sometimes makes you not such a good person.
Yeah,
to be
really
around
can.
other people. When you isolate yourself
for so long, and when you finally get around other people, you find that you might not even know how to be around other people, or people might not think you're that great to be around.
Exactly.
You know, you do lose some things there.
Yeah, people can tell that, like, you don't want to be here.
Much rather be in the glade.
Yeah, and when you think you're right and you know you're right, and honestly, she was, but you know, she started to make mistakes that were like very inconsiderate of
it's the
everybody.
way she goes about stuff.
Yeah.
And I say this, like, even a childhood version of myself, I wouldn't have been able to take Mabel.
No, absolutely not.
Not the way she carry on.
Yeah, I used to be frustrated and stressed out as a kid. I used to look at, like, Double D from Ed and Eddie. You know what I mean? I love Joe from Digimon as a personality. Like, I like the people who are just like, well, can we calm down?
Correct.
Where are the adults? Chucky is my favorite robot. Yeah. Where is the stable structure?
Yeah. Where's the structure here? Where are the rules? Where are the, you know?
But I think this is a great show to watch. Show too. We're in our 30s. Watch it at any age. Definitely bring up. Bring your kid.
Yeah.
So that way you can watch and have a good time, have fun, learn some stuff about the environment. And I think these films too can, if you watch it and also follow up with your kids, you can spark some great and interesting conversations.
I agree.
And also just have some fun.
I think that'd be really good. And yeah, even if you don't have any kids, I say go watch it. If you need like something light and you want to laugh a little bit. Yeah. You're tired of all the running and the killing. Yeah. Go ahead and take a look.
And on that note, thank you so much for coming and taking a look. Speaking of running and killing, next week's Monday's episode will be The Bride. And it's a family affair from Maggie and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Pete, what's his name? Sarsgaard? Not Skarsgård, Sarsgaard.
Oh yeah, Sarsgaard. Yeah, Peter Sarsgaard is in there. Christian Bale,
who was in a film with Maggie Gyllenhaal in the Batman.
Yeah,
it's a crazy time. Yeah, please make sure that you stop by.
Please stop by.
Don't forget, tune in on Friday for another Relly and Delly read Reddit stories.
That part.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
And if you watch this film, please let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments if you picked out what that Easter egg was.
Absolutely.
And make sure to always hit us up on all socials. Relly and Delly.
Yeah, love everywhere. You. Love you.
Bye.